I lived in California until I was in my early 20s. Then I moved to Hawaii.
Oh.
Did you know that? Or no?
No.
Yeah, so I lived in San Jose, the Bay Area.
Yeah.
That's where the Silicon Valley
Yeah.
is. And then I moved to San Diego, California. Then I moved to Hawaii. Hawaii is so expensive. So I decided, all right, I need to find another location to invest in real estate.
Mhm.
So I picked Texas because it's centrally located.
Mhm.
You know, it's easy. It's right in the middle of the US, right?
Mhm.
And then I picked Houston out of all the cities because we have one of the best business markets. Like we have so many economic drives, right? We have oil and gas. We have like, I think over 14 colleges. We have import export. We have the medical center, right? One of the best in the nation or if not the world.
Mhm.
We have like a booming tech industry. And when I was looking on these job sites, I was looking at Austin, Dallas, Texas, San Antonio. There were way more jobs, like multiple amount of jobs in different industries in the Houston area than other areas. And so I was like, all right, Houston's going to be it. And then another thing is that Houston has one of the better real estate market, right? So I moved here about 10 years ago or something, but
Mhm.
you know, comparably to other major cities, Houston has one of the best cost of living for major cities.
Mm.
And so I was like, there's no brainer. Houston's the place.
Yeah.
Now the weather sucks. But
No, I
really?
like. Oh, I love give me the 100-degree weather and the heat over being cold any day, and it's
Really?
good for our skin. Yes, I do not like being cold. I cannot live up north. Or let me just stop. I don't know. I want to like the little cold cabin for Christmas thing,
yeah.
but I don't think I could live where it's cold because I love the heat.
I came from Hawaii. So when I was like 80 degrees year round to 1 minute it's 100, next minute it's 50. I'm like, it's all right. But everything else I think is pretty good about Houston.
The people too, just down to earth, genuine, good people.
Yeah.
So Hawaii. But before we say anything else, because when you're talking, I need to forgive your parents. Forgive them.
Oh yeah, no, I'm cool. I'm okay with them.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to get them to move to Houston.
Yeah.
And I bribed them. I said, I'm going to buy you a house. Just move here. They're like, no, California.
Oh, man. Well, that goes.
Yeah.
Tell them to come on.
Yeah.
They're going to come. They're going to watch this and be like, okay, we have to go. Yeah. But they're from California?
They're from Vietnam. My parents moved over here when they were, I think, in their early 20s, maybe like 24, 25.
Oh, okay.
They moved here. I was the firstborn here. They had 2 kids. They moved here by boat. Yeah, it was really hard for them. My mom, she grew up taking care. She's the oldest of, I think, about 10 or 12 siblings.
Oh, wow.
And she took care of all her siblings while her parents were in prison or prison camp. I don't remember what it's called, but basically they were in jail because of the Vietnam War. Post-Vietnam War, they were still there. So she ended up having to take care of her siblings, right? So she had a rough life. She had like 3 jobs. I remember she telling me that she had to carry like a well of water, and that was one of her jobs, where she would go house to house with a well of water. And she cleaned people's houses. She had another job. I can't think of what it was, but she had to drop out of school when she was like in 5th grade. And, you know, she's taking care of her, like her 2-year-old sibling all the way to like, you know, down the line. And so she told me that she saved a few $1,000s to come to the U.S. And while they were coming to the U.S., they had to drop by the Philippines, but they ended up getting robbed by pirates. Yeah, they got robbed by pirates. So they ended up having to work and sell fruits at a fruit stand in Philippines and do, you know, like odd jobs so that they can have enough money to go to the US. And my dad told me that they were on the brink of, they were so dehydrated, they had to throw dead bodies off of the boat, right?
Oh.
And if it wasn't for the US Navy, they would probably be all dead because the US Navy brought them here to the US. And
Dang.
my dad told me that they were so dehydrated. I don't know how much you're going to cut, but I know that's
No, but
disgusting.
that's like
Yeah.
real life. Like that's real life that happened.
Yep.
We can't. And I think in life, people want to take out all the parts that, like even that story. Like, no, it's a part of what they experience. Like we can't take away the parts in life that we experience. It's an experience, right? Like it happens. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
I get it.
Okay, so hopefully the listeners get what I'm trying to say with that. But yeah, like, let me elaborate on that. Sometimes people just want to tell all the good without telling the bad and how they got to where they're at.
Yeah.
Does that?
Yeah.
And so,
Highlight the goods.
they highlight
Minimize the
all
bad,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think because there's so much that I want to say, like even with that, like I just had this thought, but I understand why people only want to tell the good.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Because we live in a world where people just judge, and shame is a thing, right? Okay, so you went to Hawaii, you came here, and now you have such a successful business. Or anyone that the listeners that want to know, like some of them might want to get started, like, and they feel stuck, right? Like they're stuck in their childhood trauma, the pain, and they know they're called to do more. What would you tell them? Like, what advice would you have for them? Or even
Like if they want to do something with like having a business or
a business, like not staying in the trauma, right?
Okay.
And getting unstuck to move forward, right? Because what you're doing is purposeful.
Yeah.
Like you're living your life like in purpose. Like there's a purpose behind what you do. Like there's purpose. Like you're a definition of living your life in a purposeful way.
Well, there's two things, and I hear this over and over again. It's about your mindset. So whatever you think, you'll see. So if you think negatively and you think people are bad, you'll only focus on the bad. If you think the good and you really truly think it, you'll focus on the good. You'll see it. So it's about the mindset, right? And two, because I was in this space, like my mindset changed from when I was a child, teenager, 20s, 30s, 40s, right? It changed, it's progressed, and it's going to continue progressing, I'm assuming. But when I was in my teens, like I read books, gone to the library and so forth, but I didn't know, like even if you read these books, sometimes it's like, okay, so I still have to figure it out. I still have to experience. I still have to learn how to buy my first investment, second, so forth. And so my advice is what I did, because I didn't know too many people that were in the real estate or business realm. Your local organizations that have, that is focused on your whatever you want, right? And then just dive deep into it. For example, I only read about real estate. And then what I did was in my early 20s, I looked into tax liens. And so I started, researching a little bit on the internet. Nothing came up. So I started calling the real property records, asked them like, hey, what's a tax lien? Some people are rude. Some people will actually tell you what it is. Then I would ask, how do you buy it? Where do you buy it? Anyways, I just asked a bunch of strangers. There are going to be people that don't want to tell you. Then there are people that are going to be okay with just giving you tidbits here and there. And you just keep on asking questions, and you ask all different people the same questions sometimes, or various questions. Because what I notice is if I ask one person to say a bunch of questions, they'll get annoyed unless they are okay with it. Then I'll ask like other people. But that's how I got started. So what I did was I read a bunch of books. Then I started calling up the real property records. I learned about tax lien. So then I invested in my first tax lien, when I was in my early 20s. I think I was making like $13 an hour. So I didn't have that much money. So I bought a tax lien for about $1,000. Then, and that property was worth like $50,000. And I did that, I just kept on reinvesting. So once I got my investment money back and then some additional funds, right? So some of the profit, I just kept on reinvesting. And eventually I was able to buy a house and then buy another house and so forth. And just kept on reinvesting. And one thing I don't do as much is I don't spend my reinvestment. So then the reason behind that is because growing up poor or growing up homeless, I never really had money anyway. So I'm kind of used to not spending money. And also I have that mentality of like, what if I become homeless again? I need to make sure I have a nest. That way, if something happens, I can cash out and then still take care of the family.
Well, you'll always be able to take care of your family. So we're going to get rid of that. What if you become homeless? Because that's not going to happen. That's of your past. And now it's only like, no, you will see the fruit of your labor from here, like on out. Like, no. So get rid of the fear of that, right? Because that's another part of mentality, right? Like,
yeah.
What is it? Speak what you want to seek, or our thoughts are powerful too. So no, you're not thinking that. Got you. And so, yeah, that's really good. I just want to make sure that I covered everything. Is there anything, you pretty much just gave some great advice. Like, that was good. I do want to ask this before you go. What separates your firm from, like, what do you take pride from in your firm? Does that make sense? Like, what separates you from the rest?
I'm not sure if it separates from the rest. There's a lot of great law firms out there. I would say a good amount of my competitors they're really good. They have really good attorneys. I'm not going to name them names because I don't want people going out to look for them. But with my firm, I look for those that I would want to represent me. So the attorneys that we have at the firm, one reason why they're at the firm is that all the attorneys at our firm know business, real estate, and construction.
I love you. You are just so like real and straightforward and honest. I love you. We're gonna edit that part, but we're gonna keep the laughs. And that's powerful, because put me in a room of people that are smarter than me, because I want to learn. I've always been like wanting to be a student and like learn from other people. And like you said, ask questions. That's super important. Like, if people would think about collaboration versus over competition, like, I think they would get a lot further.
I think so too.
Yeah. Angela, hearts, I love you. Thank you. And thank you for being such an inspiration in my life, and thank you for pouring, and thank you for being you. Thank you for showing up here today. Like, I feel so honored.
Thanks for inviting me.
My pleasure. So where can the listeners find you?
Okay, so our firm is Texas Real Estate and Business Law Firm. You can go to our website, treblegal.com. That's T as in Tom. Well, it stands for Texas Real Estate Business Legal.com. So treblegal.com. Our phone number is 832-205-8144.
Okay. And did you have anything else before we let you go?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Thanks, Carissa.
My pleasure. No, thank you. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we are looking forward to seeing you on our next episode.